Well, I started out to do yard work, but then it began to rain, so I thought, why not go see what's happening out in the countryside? Turns out it was raining there too. Lots of drops coming down, splashing the coots, and the mallards, and the red-winged blackbirds that are just hollering out their territorial calls. I always get a laugh out of these guys. They look around, make sure everybody's watching, and then they put heart and soul into everything. The foothills ponds are alive with birds these days. At another pond I found trumpeter swans and yellow-headed blackbirds. Those swans are huge and they take up a lot of space on the water of a pond like this. But even bigger, moose. This youngster was chowing down on all those fresh green willow leaves. They like willows at any time of year, but I've got a feeling that they're even more succulent right now. Needless to say, my yard work didn't get done. And it didn't get done the next day, and then the following day, well, I thought, okay, I'll go out for the dawn, and then head back to town and get it done. The rain had actually quit falling by the time I got back to the beaver ponds I'd been at before, but the light was lovely. Rain was still falling off to the east and to the west, and it had just barely stopped where I was. These elk were still wet from the night before, and feeling a little frisky. And then when the sun found a gap between the clouds, a rainbow. You know, I think that might be the first rainbow I've seen this year. Kinda pretty. I went back to the ponds that I'd visited a couple of days before. The trumpeter swans were still there, stomping around in the mud. And the tree swallows were out, some of them shaking off the night's moisture, others just, well, getting ready to battle the bluebirds. There are only so many nesting boxes to go around, and it seems like there's a constant battle between the bluebirds and the tree swallows to figure out who's going to take which one. In this case, the bluebird won. The red-winged blackbirds, they don't need boxes. They just stake out a patch of swamp and yell loud enough to make sure everybody knows it. And on rainy, windless days like these, the mallards know it, the nesting Canada geese know it, everybody knows it. And I know it too, but I also know that I love days like this. I love the way the air gets so clear and the light falls so softly on the land. And of course, how the rain just renews everything, recycles the nutrients from the winter before, and brings fresh new life to the land. A life that's growing like crazy in my yard. I gotta get to work.